Hi, everyone, and welcome to TimePro Sprint Review and Retro 305. You can, what we have done for this sprint is we have completed the first step to get the Ingram micro invoices working. At the moment, they're working in locally and staging. And if you're unfamiliar with Ingram micro allows clients to subscribe to services like Power Automate, Office 365, and so forth. And what this integration will allow us to do is automatically build them without us needing to manually manage that. So this is going to be big help for the managers. This sprint has taken about 6 days. We had a bit of client meetings yesterday, so we moved it to today. And we have Sam, Yuli, Geoffrey, Adam, and Landon on the meeting. Any questions so far?
Just a tip for next time. I don't think you need to mention the attendees because we're all here on the right-hand side.
True, but sometimes it's good to mention. All right, so moving forward, the availability this sprint was smaller than expected. We had Geoffrey and Toby going client work. We can expect it for Toby, but for Geoffrey, we haven't. So we haven't quite completed as much of the sprint as we wanted to. We also had some additional complexity regarding the receipting, as well as we found a big issue with the staging tenants, where we use the development CRM instead of staging CRM, which have become a high priority for another big feature called Easy Leave that is becoming a blocking issue. So we had two big bumps this sprint. However, we did manage to complete the invoice completion for Ingram Micro as the first POC that is currently working on locally and staging. And I'm just going to quickly show you here we have the Ingram Micro integration at the moment on staging. We have already some of the things here. And what we get when we do sync reports, we get here these reports, and we can just press this button here, and it's going to generate the invoices. Now, the cool thing here is I have already an invoice generated by Ingram Micro over here. And down below, these are the products that are coming from Ingram Micro that's previously managers would have to do manually. But imagine that a client could have 10 different products. And sometimes we have Azure credits and things like that. And managing that manually would be quite painful, especially if we have lots of clients, and also the human error and making sure everything is in sync with Ingram Micro. But this does that everything for you. And if we have support, we have available timesheets above, so you can actually add those timesheets in as well. Any questions so far? Yeah, we gotten feedback regarding the product names. We want to try to name it a little bit better, but at the moment, this might actually be a limitation from Ingram Micro, so we might not be able to make it better. And also we fixed up the link to CRM when we added pages like for clients and things like that, that it navigates to CRM instead. So you can modify it at the source. Any other questions, Adam? All right. So the suggested timesheet usage, we moved this down, Adam, from above as per Yuli's suggestion. Apparently other projects do the same thing, so we moved it under the backlog. We have a slight dip of the suggested timesheet users. Excuse me. but we did saw a slight increase in number of timesheets being generated. However, in the next sprints, this statistics will likely be better because this statistic is not quite correct for some statistical reasons. It may actually give us a lower number than the real usage. So hopefully
Right.
this
Can
is
you
going
also
to...
put under there who has been spoken to that hopefully will be improving? Has anyone been spoken to in the last sprint?
I have spoken to several people in the in Brisbane team, and the general consensus is that the GitHub integration is necessary for them.
Oh, okay. All right. Then put that there, like for those people. And so there's
Yeah.
nothing for people that are only using GitHub and they can't do it. So you just put, yeah. Well, that's just be specific. I would just say blocked, need GitHub integration, and just put the people's name. Don't do it now, but do it after. Did anyone get anyone to start using that's not using it?
I don't believe so. I think right now it's if they see suggested timesheet to align with what they need, they accept it. If they don't see it being aligned, they don't.
Well, if it's not aligned, then they need to be speaking to the account manager or whoever booked them, because that's meant to be already correct. You know, their calendar is meant to be who they're working on.
Yeah, and that comes back to the GitHub integration. For the calendar, I think that is mostly working.
Right. Okay, so put the just put a line break between the two, but the suggested timesheets, that's if anyone's got problems with bookings, that's one thing, but the second one is the auto comments. But yeah, fix this up after and just put the specifics.
Yeah, can you write this down, Sam, and I'll fix this up later.
Sure thing.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so as mentioned, the burn down for this sprint isn't the greatest, mostly due to availability and a few things that happen in the middle. And the code coverage over here is largely the same as last week. No major changes. The pipeline hasn't changed much either. And we done 2 deployments, possibly 3 done or right after last sprint. And over here, we have an increase of errors, and we already have a bug for that. Last sprint, we introduced a feature that gives us more error messages when certain things happen, but that actually manages to generate more 4 or 1 errors. That are false, they're false positives. So there is a bug to fix that up to not report them as bugs, because that 4.1 usually just means it's an expired token and you just need to fetch another one. Doesn't actually mean that you're not authenticated. Any questions?
No, all good.
Yeah, and regarding the epics state, the Ingram Micro API, we went from 35 to 34 tasks, so a bit progress over that. And R&D is the same as last week for Ingram Micro APIs. What went well this sprint was we finally got Ingram Micro invoices working, and we just recently discovered that these two, that Ingram Micro is 2 separate words. And that gives us confidence that we should be able to get this to production soonish. It's not yet production ready, but we got a big hurdle across the line. And what didn't go well, as mentioned before, we had lots of disruptions this sprint, and also the SSW staging doesn't use the correct CRM environment, which in order to fix it, we need to reset those tenants and then resync them with the correct CRM environment. But once that's unblocked, we might be able to get easy leave to TimePro into production. Does anyone want to add anything? What went well, what didn't go well, or what to improve? No? Okay. Anything else to add to the sprint review or retro, or should we move to sprint planning?
Let's move on.
Okay, so let's move on to sprint planning. Here, I'll just add Adam and Landon. So over here, this is the sprint 306. It's going to take 4 days. What we're having here is for Jerry to finish F5 experience. He might be working on Thursday and Fridays. We have the setting up CRM staging for SSW and SSW EU, and bringing over the resitting issue that Jean in SSW Friends had issue with to fix up the resitting issue that he has. We have making the Ingram micro invoices more production ready. Improving the statistics for the suggested timesheets so that we can see the correct statistics. We also added a PBI to collapse the timesheets on invoices if there's no allocation, if the invoices is for both for products and timesheets, but you have no unallocated, allocated, or write-off timesheets to collapse them. And also on the product dashboard, we have some broken images. I believe those were only used for SSW websites, and that is no longer being used. So we might just remove those icons because we don't use it anywhere in TimePro. And that's the sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing to note here would be that I'll be having 2 days off, so on Monday and Tuesday, and we only have Jerry for 2 days, but Sam is going to work full time. So I might not be able to complete this PBI on my own this sprint.
Right.
Okay, and if there's any further questions, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can like and subscribe videos. Don't forget to ring the bell. And with that, thank you for watching.
Thanks, JK.
Thanks, JK.